Hello, this is Azalea with Izzy's by Azalea, and in today's video, I thought we would take some of the stitches we have learned and make a fun project. The project I had in mind was a coaster. Coasters are very simple to work up. They work up fast and they look amazing. I love using them and having them handy. This one is a fun ridged pattern. It would be best for heavier mugs or cups, something that wouldn't tilt since it does have the ridged design, nothing like a wine glass or anything like that, but they're beautiful. Now, when it comes to the type of yarn to use when making a coaster, you can use acrylic, like this yarn here, or if you have it, you can use a cotton yarn. The cotton yarn is nice because it holds up better when it comes to spills and washing and things like that. Easy to throw them into the washing machine or hand wash them. Acrylic will hold up, but the cotton does hold up nicer. So this one is just for an example of what we're going for. But today I will be using a cotton yarn. So I have here Big Twist Cotton from Joann's, and it is 85% cotton and 15% polyester. So not 100% cotton, but it'll do the job. So I'll find the end here. And this is the pattern I came up with to make this coaster. There's many online. People lovingly put free ones out there that they have made up, but this is just one that I thought up. So once you make your slip knot, we're going to want to chain 19. Oh, and by the way, I'm using a 5mm hook. So a 5mm hook and cotton yarn, and it's worsted or weight 4. So again, we're going to chain 19. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So we'll have 19 chains on the hook, and then in the second chain from the hook, so 1, 2, we're going to make a single crochet, and we're going to single crochet all the way to the end. So it's coming along. We see our single crochets here. We're going to continue until the end. You want to make sure that your chain doesn't get twisted. All right, very good. So your first row of single crochet. Now we're going to turn our work, chain 1, and to get the ridged pattern, we're going to single crochet in the back loop only. Now, if you hold your work up, let's see if we're able to see this. We see how we have 2 loops. We have the back loop and the front loop. To create the ridges, we're going to single crochet in the back loop only. So take our hook, put it in the back loop, and continue on. Have to pull out some more yarn here. Now this in itself is a little bit of a controversy in the crochet and knitting world, I believe. I've seen some videos on it and some Instagram posts, but on whether or not you pull out the yarn from the center or you peel it like an onion. Me personally, I do whatever's easiest with the yarn. If I can tell once I purchase it and get ready to use it that it's going to pull out nicely, or if I can feel inside and I feel that it'll pull out nicely with not a lot of knots and things like that, then I go ahead and pull out and use it from the center. If not, then I do take the tag off and peel it like an onion and use it that way. I do have to say though, my preference is pulling it from the center. It makes it so much easier, and I love being able to keep the tag on longer so that I know what the color is and things like that of the yarn that I'm using. But this one is nice, it's pulling out right from the center. So we'll continue back loop only. Single crochet. This yarn has nice, beautiful colors. I'm loving the blue and the greens and the white. A nice minty color. Now, what I do on the last stitch, instead of just going through the back loop, I go through both loops on the last stitch. This just makes the end stronger to me instead of going through just that one back loop. So there you have 2 rows of single crochet, and you can start to see how it's making that ridged look, how this is built up a little bit. So that's how we're going to get our ridged look. So now for the 3rd row, you're going to turn, and you're just going to repeat what we did. You're going to chain 1, and then you're going to single crochet in the back loops all the way to the end. And I'm probably going to throw a time lapse in here or some nice music or something. This way you don't have to watch me. In silence, that is. And now we're at the last one, and we're going to go through both loops again and create a single crochet. So there we have 3 rows, and we're able to see our pattern. Now for coasters, I like to at least go 5 by 5. So to get that 5 inches, we see how much further we have to go. So a little bit further. So what I'll do is I'll continue to work on mine, and then we can join up at the end and see what we do once we get towards the end. So just popping back on to see how you're doing. Hang in there. If this is your first time, you can do it. It'll be worth it. Here's my progress so far. Let's stretch it out a little bit and see how we're measuring. A little over 3 inches, so a little bit more to go. Keep it up, you can do it. Alrighty, how did you do? My piece is finished. It's to the size that I would like it to be at. So now I'm going to fasten off. To do this, I'll just cut my working yarn, leaving enough of a tail to weave in my ends. Just pull this through, tighten it up. All right, now to weave in my ends, I use a needle here, a little crochet needle, or a tapestry needle. I think that's the correct name of it. Put the yarn through, and then weave it in to the back side of my work here. Let's see. Going one way. And then going back the other way, or the way that you came. And there's different methods out there. You can do it more times, one time in one spot and then another in another spot, but I don't plan on being too rough with mine, so that should suffice. And then weave in the working or the starting point. Beautiful. And there you have it, a nice coaster.